Hi and welcome to Dr. Mix compressor demo series. This is one of my favorite things to do, play with my compressors. Welcome to the mixing and mastering room here at Dr. Mix. I am so happy that I get to do this series because I haven't been talking about mixing and mastering for too long. This is my way of sorting that out. So last time we took a look to the Tegula. Today we're taking a look at the Shadow Hills Mastering Compressor. Daddy. Yeah, I know. This guy right here. So I've prepared some material. Let's check it out. These are a few instruments from one of my tracks. This is the kick mono. This is the kick parallel compression. This is the hi-hat, snare. We got, this is just a pure 909, obviously. And we're going to just play this through the Shadow Hills Mastering Compressor, which I have connected using the connector. Check out. You see? That's beautiful. So basically I can choose whatever combination of hardware I want for my mastering chain. And I'm just gonna use the Shadow Hills today. So let me go to the unit and explain briefly what this is and how it works. So this is obviously a very expensive compressor. It's like having two compressors in one. This section here is an optical compressor, quite gentle. This is a VCA compressor, quite aggressive if you want to. And here we got the controls for what different transformers you use in the unit. Yes, it has 3 selectable transformers. Check it out. I don't want to go through the fact that this is built like an absolute work of art. I will skip that part. I will focus on the controls. So here you can turn the optical compressor in. Right now I'm in dual mode, right? Because I can either use this section and this section separately, or I can use it in dual, in stereo, so that whatever I do on this side is mimicked on the other side. You see? It also looks quite cool, by the way. So bypass in and out. This is the sidechain for the VCA side of it. This means that you can remove the low end from the detection circuit. And here you get in and out for the VCA section, and then you get the hardware in and out of the whole unit. So what does that mean? That why would you have this many bypass buttons? Because you can choose to have the machine in and you still get the sound of the transformers, or you can get the sound of the whole circuitry for the VCA part of it, or for the optical side of it. So this is very flexible machine. So let's see how it sounds on its different sections. So let's kick it in to begin with, and let's kick in the optical side of it. Now with this and this, I can choose what compression to monitor. If I'm on optical, I'm gonna see how much compression I'm applying to the optical side of it. So right now this is what I wanna use. This is in, so let's start cranking up the threshold. Ooh. Wow. It already sounds like something. I have to apologize if you see these 2 meters not behaving in a completely parallel way. Is because I need to trim. I'm not sure exactly how to do it. This unit I send every now and then for servicing, and now the time has arrived, but it doesn't make any difference in terms of sound or balance. As you can see on the meters on the Cubase session, you see it doesn't change the balance. So this is the sound of the optical. All right, then of course you can choose how much gain you have after it, which means this is going to apply reduction, and this is going to determine how loud we go into the VCA. So right there is a lot of power. So this is, let's just crank it up so that you can actually tell how this sounds like. So this is supposed to be a very gentle compressor that you would normally use on vocals, but also to start taming the master a little bit on its way in. The way I usually use it is just gently, very gently kiss the needle. This is the normal setting that I would choose for this. All right. If I'm seeing some movement, then it means it's pretty much too much. Okay, so I pull it down until I can barely see any movement at all. And then I check if there is any difference in level. Nope. So that's it. This is the way I set up the optical part of it, which is very transparent, very gentle, very good for vocals, as I said, and acoustic music and stuff like that. But now let's get to the VCA. Now this is where the magic happened. So let's crank up the, well, first let's kick it in. All right. Right from the get, you can see that we get this discrete gain, which means how much we make up for the amount of compression that we have put in. Let's monitor the discrete section, and let's see what happens if I pull up the threshold. All right, let's recoup for that. Before, after. Now, obviously, we're chopping off all the transients. Why? Because the discrete attack is at 0.1 millisecond, which is extremely fast. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna crank it up even more so that you can hear the sound of this guy. And I'm gonna show you what difference it makes when I select different types of attack. So this is 0.5, 1, 5, 10, and 30. Oh, I'm saturating now. Hold on. All right. So just so you realize, yeah. Let's do it one more time. So from this to this, and everything in between. Now, bear in mind, I'm using a very gentle ratio right now. Right now, I'm at 1.2 to 1, which is like super gentle. Let's try and crank it all the way up and see the true colors of this machine, yeah? Oh my man. This is ridiculous. Let's play with the attack. Let's pull it down a bit. All right, you get me? This stuff is powerful. All right, let's try and play with the recovery. So right now, recovery is really fast. And you make it slower and slower until the needle pretty much doesn't move at all. So this is not exactly how we want to use the machine. So let's start going back. Let's use some more decent settings. So the way I would use drums, usually I like to have it on either 10 or 30. See, because I get a lot of that beautiful attack. See this snap? This is pretty cool. 10 is cool. 30 gives me even more low end, yeah? Speaking of low end, let's see what happens if I kick in the sidechain control. This is to remove the low end from the detection circuit. You see? So right now we're compressing a lot less because, as you know, most of the energy in a signal comes from the low end. I talk about it extensively in the official guide to mixing. I am going to link. You can probably see it on a side right here. Basically, the low end is what takes a lot of the energy in terms of, headroom, right? A lot of electricity to define low end, very little electricity to define the top end. So this sidechain compression, sidechain filter allows us to remove the low end from the detection circuit, which means you get a little bit more low end and a bit less compression. I mean, you have to try it and you have to see how it works for you. Let's try and use this the way I would actually use it. So all right. So this is without and with. Let me pull it down a little bit. I mean, it is a little bit too much right now. Let me pull it off a little bit. All right. That's incredible, isn't it? Man, of course it's expensive and it should sound expensive, right? You know what? Let me try and do an experiment here. Let's just use it on just the snare. Or actually, you know what? Let me use it on some vocals. Let me use it on Dance With You, this track that I've done with Omar. It's a record from last year? Yeah, from last year. Check it out if you haven't.
And it feels so good to me. That's why
all right.
I know that we were meant to
so this is how it sounds without anything on it. Let me loop this.
Take a look at the
okay, let's try the optical section, yeah?
It feels so good to me. That's why I know that we were meant to be. I cannot repeat this sensation in my bones.
This is as much as I'm gonna use of it. And then we're driving it into the discrete.
Take a look at the situation. It feels so good to me. That's why I know that we were meant to be. I cannot repeat this.
Let's try different transformers. Nickel.
It reaches from my head down to my toes.
Iron.
Take a look at the situation. It feels
and
so
steel.
good to me. That's why I know that we were meant to be. I cannot repeat this sensation in my bones.
I think I like steel. Now, this is a very subtle difference. And sometimes I'm asked, how can you really hear the difference between something so subtle? The answer is by listening to it many times. I'll give you an example. If your best friend or your mom or somebody you talk to often calls you up on the phone with a cold, you will immediately know that he or she has a cold. Right? Personally, my mother can tell even if I have some kind of pain in my neck by the sound of my voice, right? It's just a matter of knowing what you're listening for. We're talking about something really, really subtle here. But maybe you can put your headphones on and you can try and listen for it.
Head down to my toes. Take a look at the situation. It feels so good to me. That's why I know that
I like steel for this. So
I cannot repeat this sensation in
let's see, with and without.
It reaches from my head down to my toes. Take a look at the situation. It feels so good to me. That's why I know that we were meant to be.
That's it. I rest my case with the Shadow Hills Mastering Compressor. As I said, if you want to know more about mixing and mastering, you can check out the official guide to mixing. And if you want us to use this beast on your music, all you need to do is go to drmix.com. We are an online mixing, mastering, and production service, and we have this kind of gear. Dr. Mix.